Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has apologized to its Turkish counterpart for an attack on an aid flotilla that left several Turks dead. In fact, 9 Turks were killed. The Mavi Marmara aid ship, which was part of a flotilla heading towards the Gaza Strip, was raided by Israeli commandos in international waters in May of 2010. Let's get more on this now. This news that we just mentioned coming out of Israel, where the Prime Minister Binyamin Netanyahu has called Turkey's Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan to apologise over the Mavi Marmara raid. Anita McNaught is with us on the phone. She's with us in vision, in fact, from Cairo. Anita, it's good to see you now. Of course, President Obama is said to have arranged for this phone call before leaving Israel. We know the Turkish Prime Minister had been waiting for an apology from Israel for quite some time. How far would this apology likely go in restoring relations between Turkey and Israel?
Well, as far as we can make out from the statements coming from the Turkish Prime Minister, the apology by the Israelis has been completely accepted, in part because the Israelis have given Turkey almost everything it wanted. The apology has been full. It appears to be sincere. It talks about operational errors, which is what Turkey always said had happened, and it offers compensation to the families. About the only Turkish condition that the Israelis don't seem to have met at this point is a lifting of the siege of Gaza, the sea siege of Gaza that the Mavi Marmara, as part of that flotilla, went to try and break. But this is an extraordinary event and a completely unexpected one. Although if you look at the kind of trip that President Obama has been making in the region, you would see why he wanted to break this deadlock. This has been an enormously damaging schism between these two countries. Both countries have paid a price for it. To have this resolved in this way is unexpected, but won't be unwelcome on either side.
Just how well do you think, Anita, will this go down in Turkey among Turks, where quite a few of them were, in fact, seemingly happy that the Prime Minister had taken such a hard line against Israel?
Well, Prime Minister Erdogan has earned plaudits all the way through for a very tough stance against Israel. But the realpolitik of this has played out slightly differently, because Turkey's defense industry, Turkey's military, and Israel's defense industry and military have always had an extremely close relationship. It's one that's benefited both sides. The Israelis have provided the high technology the Turks couldn't produce themselves. The Turks have been able to pay for the Israeli kit. And of course, given their regional positions, their straddling of the Mediterranean, the sort of sharing of intel and sharing of strategies, and in a sense, the sort of equivalence they had, the Israelis would say to the Turks that the Kurdish problem had some parallels with the Palestinian problem. They would talk terrorism together. So this was, in fact, a very useful relationship if the military side of things is all that you care about. Some Turks might see that as an entirely unhelpful relationship and be displeased that Erdogan this much has buried the hatchet. But I think overriding all of this is an issue of national pride. What the Israelis are not saying to Turkey anymore is you should never have sent the Mavi Marmara. That isn't up for discussion. What the Israelis have given to Turkey is almost everything the Turkish government said they wanted, plus an admission of operational errors, that 9 Turks died who should not have died in this very, very violent and aggressive Israeli commando raid on the ship. So many more Turks, I think, today will be extremely pleased that national pride and acknowledgement of wrongdoing has been restored today.
Anita McNaught, thanks very much, Anita.